Previously on the LCS.
If we have the best week we've ever had in our career, we can make it to playoffs.
EG gonna easily collapse on those. That is the ace. Evil geniuses, they needed 3 wins at least. They've got 1 so far.
Anything can really happen in this last week. We have to play well.
Ian has already used ultimate. The barrel's out. It's been fermented. Will he have enough? No! 18-9 is the final score as Dignitas takes down CLG.
对自己也比较有自信心，然后也对这个整个也证明了自己。
Vasily says ping me, goes for another dump. Xiao Xiao beats it in. Vasily gets a pentakill. LMQ takes down Team Solo mid for the 4th time.
Welcome to our continuing coverage of the North American League Championship Series. We're bringing more of that sweet Week 11 action live from our studios here in Los Angeles. 11 games left for these teams to leave their mark, and all 8 teams are still in contention for the playoffs. Hello, I'm James Dash Patterson. Alongside me are Sam, Kobe, Hartman, Kensler, and Aiden Zyrene Moon. How you guys doing this morning?
Doing pretty well, man.
All right. Now, guys, LMQ looks pretty secure in first with a 2-game cushion and 3 games to play. But that second seed and playoff bye is hotly contested. Now, today we feature a huge showdown between NALCS heavyweights Cloud9 and TSM with a firm grip on the second spot in the balance.
Yeah, the second game of today is going to determine a lot for both of these teams. Both of them are coming into this looking the best that they have the entire split for both these teams. However, I think both of them will also be looking to attack their opponent's jungle because Cloud9, they lost their first game in a long time, and it was due to Meteos getting caught out in the jungle and then Meteos dying at the Dragon and giving that up to EG. Same thing for TSM. Amazing's champion pool is always a target for everybody because he gets almost all of his wins on Lee Sin and Elise. So I think the jungle is going to be really hotly contested in this matchup.
Yeah, and his early game pressure when he's not on Lee Sin or Elise really falls off. We can hark back to yesterday when they had that amazing false leash by Alistar from Lustboy. He could have used so much of that for that level 3 gank bottom because they had no wards. But his early game pressure just falls off. His level 6 ganks just weren't there. And when he picks up new champions, it takes him a while to learn those and really be effective with them. So if you ban out Lee Sin and Elise, you can really exploit his champion pool.
All right, well, and the games at the bottom are even more impactful and more exciting as the battle for the bottom of the standings, EG, Curse, and Complexity, they're all right there. It's Curse's to lose, but Complexity is in a good spot following their 3rd win of the split over Curse yesterday.
Yeah, they have a really kind of easy schedule for them. They have CLG and EG left, and then Curse on the flip side have Dignitas. They also have LMQ and TSM. It's a much harder schedule for them, and it really is kind of Curse's position to lose that lead. In Complexity, there's about 3 contingencies where they could take that 6th place spot because they have the 3-1 tiebreaker over Curse if they tie them.
And EG could also still technically sneak up there and grab something. The thing is, EG are playing LMQ, and they've never beat LMQ. And LMQ are looking better than ever. So it's going to be hard for either of these guys to get through it. But the upcoming Complexity versus EG game is going to determine a lot as well.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that too because EG plays LMQ, like you said, haven't beaten them. They play Complexity, which is going to be a big match just like the second one today. And they also play CLG. And, you know, CLG actually had a really good showing yesterday with their composition against Dig. It was kind of like, wow, nobody was really expecting them to do that well right out of the gate. So they might give these lower tier teams, or at least in the standings, some run for their money.
Yeah, that EG Complexity game is going to determine a lot when it comes for that playoff race for that 6th spot. Now let's check in with what you guys have been calling out from the first day of action with the hashtag LCS Big Plays. Our first highlight comes from Complexity versus Cloud9. At MoonbatLol writes, Sneaky's kill on Ori was good, but was nothing without Lemonation saving him from Corki. Let's roll your number 3.
Coming from Sneaky right now. Because the thing about Yomu
Is its flat armor penetration.
There's Lemon! Pew pew! Gets him down!
Oh my goodness. But there is Lemon right behind him to save him from that Corki.
Da, 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 da.
Pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Enough said. Then from another Cloud9 game, this time versus Evil Geniuses, at Michael Hallway tweets, doesn't matter what support Creppo is on, he nails them skill shots and makes them plays. 5-man fissure OP. Here's your number 2.
Can't even get a steal at this point. EG's slow.
Coming in, Baron Nashor goes down, the fight starts, shotgun kills Belvelser, but big damage comes through.
Creppo lands a spectacular Braum ultimate right in there and completely clears out 3 members of Cloud9.
You got everybody with that one. Beautiful work there by Creppo.
Lined him up straight down the sights. And our number 1 comes from LMQ versus TSM. At Jesper Gus tweets, Vasily with great jumps and positioning, get him a pentakill and a huge lead for LMQ. Here's the biggest of the big plays.
He's going to be chrono shifted back to life, and we're going to see if he'll be able to do enough damage now. There's the Void Ooze, goes out, tries to hit it down to Kathy, and Surprise is going to be focused on to Vasily. He gets hit up, and he actually is put between both of them. Wild Turtle doesn't get damaged. Vasily says, ping me, goes for another jump. Xiao Wei Xiao beats it in. Vasily gets a pentakill!
Actually kind of hard to keep track of him there. Which way is he going? Over the wall? Under the wall? Back over?
Yeah, I love the jump over the wall, flashback, and this little tiny Yordle. No one's paying attention to him. Picks up the pentakill. All right, well, keep those huge game-changing highlights coming our way. Tweet us at LOL Esports and use the hashtag LCS Big Plays. And even if you just think something is awesome, it's okay to send that too, because sometimes the things that happen to you on the Rift even happen to the pros, like Prawley's accidental Zonias. From Curse versus Complexity, Satan Mark writes, he probably didn't mean to do that. Probably not. Let's take a look.
That is really a struggle Prawley has had to deal with in this game.
You guys are rushing Baron. Probably did not press the right buttons there. He's got a good 3-man shockwave.
That is not a good time to Zonias.
That's the perfect time for Zonias. He dodged the dark
Yeah, I was going to say, dodged the binding. All planned, calculated from level 1. Well, taking a look at the standings, though, LMQ holds on to the top spot and are putting some sunshine between themselves and Cloud9 in second.
And drafting off them, it's Team Silomid in 3rd, followed by a tie for 4th with CLG and Dignitas, and then Curse holds 6th place.
Behind them, it's Complexity in 7th, and Evil Geniuses 1 game back in 8th. Now, we've got a jam-packed day of games coming your way, starting with Dignitas versus Curse.
And after that, TSM will battle it out with Cloud9, followed by CLG versus Evil Geniuses, and TSM taking on Dignitas.
And following our LCS coverage, stay tuned for the North American Challenger Series Summer 2 finals between Team Coast and Curse Academy. Now, you can find all the stats for these pros, as well as schedule information and VODs at lolesports.com. You'll also be able to let us know which team you think will take today's matches.
Just click on the schedule and select week 11, then gives a thumbs up to the team that you want to win. You can also find out how to join our studio audience here, and you can actually see all the teams live. The tickets are still available for the quarterfinal playoffs. Just click on the tickets link for all the details.
All right, then we want you to stop by Twitter and share your 2 cents on our question of the day. As we're nearing the end of the split, we're asking, who is your NALCS Summer Split MVP and why?
Be sure to write us at LOL Esports, use the hashtag LCS, then stick around to see if we read your answers later on in the show, granting you bragging rights for approximately 24 hours. Give or take.
All right, we've got to take a quick break while we light up the Rift for our first match of the day, Team Dignitas versus Curse. Keep it tuned right here for all your LCS action.